All right, we rolling? We
no,
good?
but I quit the cigarettes, Chris Roberts.
You did?
Yeah. It was harsh.
Yeah?
Not harsh. It was harsh
Cold turkey.
to finally smoke.
Please refer to him as Chris Roberts the entire show.
I will completely.
Well, here we are. We're back. We're back at the nightclub. Listen, today, Steve Olson, special guest, is here. Legend, OG Steve Olson.
Wait a minute.
How do you
The
like
very
that?
first Sodi.
Was it? Is he the
no,
very
I'm not
first?
the first Sodi.
You were skateboarder of the year.
Yeah, but I wasn't a Sodi.
No, but dude, thanks for coming, dude. This is
Dude,
fucking
come
rad.
on.
You know,
Chris Roberts.
I've known you for a long time.
How many times did you come by and pick up my son?
Should I tell a story real quick?
Yeah,
I met
yeah.
you before I met Alex, right? I met you in Malibu. No, did I meet Alex first? I think I met you first.
Maybe at Coffee Bean.
Probably. Well, in Malibu, it's a small town, right? So
Well, yeah,
the Coffee
but
Bean
the
is
Coffee Bean was
the
where-
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I would go to
Peter.
I would go to Coffee Bean every
Day.
morning
Yeah.
after I dropped Alex off at school.
Right.
Now, did you know he was a professional skateboarder when you met him?
I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah, and I didn't know who Chris Roberts was, but someone was like, "Oh, he's a skateboarder," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's cool."
Right.
And then we became friends.
Yeah. And then Alex skated.
Right, but one day,
Fucking-
as we move back, as he moves in with me into Malibu,
Yeah.
like before our meeting, I'm sitting at home. He comes home from school, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a skateboarder," and I was just like,
Just decided that day.
"Yeah, just like I'm a skateboarder," and I was like, maybe he said skate or whatever.
What?
And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, I was like, "Do you have any homework?" He's like, I'm a skateboarder. And I was like, "How come you're just..." Well,
All of a sudden.
we can't cuss, can we?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I was just like, how can you be a fucking skateboarder all of a sudden? Like,
Right.
Like, what is this? Like, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a skater." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
I mean, was what, 10, 12 years old, something
10,
like that?
I think.
Yeah.
Probably 10.
Because I think I met him when he was like, what, 13, 14 maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I had seen Chris Roberts skating down at the,
The skate park.
not the skate park.
What is this fucking guy like?
love that Robert. I love that he calls you by your full name.
Chris Roberts, yeah, of course, it's always going to be Chris Roberts, but I saw Chris Roberts down at the Sand Gaps.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what it was?
Right.
But you weren't skating the gaps, you were skating the little bench thing.
The ledge, yeah.
I was watching this kid because it was like, it's a new kind of street skate.
Right.
He's freestyling on the ledges.
No, but I was like, oh, this dude's got mad control.
Right.
He doesn't remember this, but
Sounds good to me, though.
Hell, man, you
sounds
got
good.
amazing board control. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever, old guy, weird dude. Like, why are you talking to me?" I was like, "Let me try your board."
Yeah.
And I did it, and he was like, I was like, "No, come on." Like, I did a G-turn, and I did an old school kickflip, and I snapped his board, and he was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Dude, I'll get you a new board." I didn't. Could you imagine dude?
I like it. You threw in the new school. What'd you say? Oh, old school kickflip?
Yeah.
In old school, well, yeah.
What is that? When you just like
Mob.
What is a mob? That's amazing. I think Rodney Mullen pulled the kickflip from the original kickflip. It's where you, like, on the edge of your...
what do you like? Roll it over?
Oh, that thing is sneaking up on me. Is that CBD shit on my beer?
Yeah, Roger. Man,
Oh my God! I've been sober for 15 years, man.
Bullshit.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This isn't real. It's a prop with water.
What, would you
You
roll
just-
it? Would you
you
roll the
just-
board over with your feet, basically?
Sure. No, you just put one of your foot on the edge and you flip it.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
just it's original kickflip.
I see.
That's what
You slapped his board doing
the
that?
reality. I didn't.
Well, he's
I
telling
did-
me the story. I'm like, wow, this is. I don't
This
even.
is new. I don't
great.
even
Yeah.
recall this. I must have been really high then.
Right. Yeah. But
That was the last time I got stoned. Was
yeah.
when I broke your board in half.
Yeah, well, so so then we met and we just became. So I used to pick up Alex like every morning, and he was hyped to skate. So I would
Yeah,
take,
he was into skating.
and he,
totally.
you know what? He fucking ripped.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, he
but-
did. He did.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't. We would skate. I'd take him like on these. He would say, "Oh, I'm a skater," and I was like, "Oh,
Right.
let's go."
Right.
Let's go skateboard. There's some parks.
You knew he
skateboard
ripped,
parks.
dude.
That's
Come
not
on,
true
bro.
at
What
all.
do you mean?
Because we wouldn't, you're not like that with, well, from my world of being like his dad. It wasn't
Right.
like, oh, hey, my son right there.
You weren't like a skate dad?
Kickflip, buddy.
No, but you must have been stoked
Kickflip 180, son. Now.
in his ear, in
You
the
know what I mean?
earpiece, like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
microphone.
Yeah, take out the kid with the toy machine.
No, but you must have been hyped though that he was skating.
I was
'cause you're
stoked,
fucking-
but
I mean,
we would go on trips.
Yeah,
I mean, I was
right.
like, oh, okay, you skate, let's go. And I
Right.
took him. I took him and his little buddies, whatever, Dusty and Connor and those cats.
Oh yeah, I remember those games.
And I was like, oh, you skate, that's cool. I got some people that I know from skateboarding myself.
Right.
And I took them to, I think, Santa Cruz and introduced them to how to take shit from a company.
You went up to like Independent. Did you do?
Independent,
Yeah.
Right.
I think we went to Deluxe and then
Right, right.
But it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna. I was just like, yeah, these dudes owe for the rest of their lives, so it's okay. And this is how you take what you need to get.
I remember you brought me to New York with you. I remember that trip that you brought. Random. What were you doing out there? You're doing like an art show or something.
No.
Or what,
I had
what
gotten,
was this?
no, someone was doing a vodka advertisement, and my friend who used to be a skateboarder back in England, a pro skater back in the 70s, ran this club, and he's my friend forever.
Right.
And they were like, we'll pay you if you can get us a table
Okay.
in this club. And I was like, you have to bring my kid and you have to fly his like caretaker.
Jesus
Like I was
Christ.
The
just
nanny?
throwing it
Yeah.
out there, and they're like, "Yeah, where do you want to stay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, like Soho Grand or something." They're like, "Okay."
Well, I
And
remember
it
you
was
called. You called me up. You're
Lotus.
like, "Yeah, pack your bags. You're coming to New York with us."
Yeah,
I
if
was
you
like,
want to
what
go,
the
right?
fuck?
Yeah, no, it was good because then
Right.
you guys could go skate.
Well, that-
but
yeah.
it was in August. I think it was around August 20th,
Right.
ish,
Yeah.
because it was right before my birthday. And you guys were skating.
Well, I met up with Retta and
yeah, but
everybody
you were
out
skating
there.
down in the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
And then we came home and 9/11 happened.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
2001, yeah.
Right.
It was gnarly.
That's
yeah. But I remember whatever. That's how.
Right.
But
That's
I
how you
went to
remember
the
it,
club.
right.
I went to the club.
Yeah, I didn't go to the club. Where was I?
You were watching. You were
This
hanging out with
fucking
Retta and Alex.
Fucking this guy. Yeah, I really was the nanny.
And Danny
This
Supa.
fucking guy.
No.
Yeah. No, seriously. But okay,
Anyway.
enough about Alex and all this stuff. This
Well,
is,
it was more about you and your like
Right.
faithful.
Well, dude, look. I mean, he fucking turned into a fucking dope
Skateboarder.
fucking skater.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. So it kind of owes
Right.
a little bit
No,
of it.
But I just
Wow, really? Just don't talk now, Chris Roberts, because we're gonna give you like
no, dude.
some
I-
props.
I
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not really your time. It's not for
Well,
you to say yes or no.
okay,
Just take it.
I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm waiting.
Enough of that.
I'm waiting.
You've just
waiting.
you had it. Your time is gone.
It's gone.
No,
Okay.
but honestly, it was
Yeah.
really cool. And
No.
it was really.
Right.
I thank you from my heart.
No, for sure.
I gotta go.
It was a you gotta go. No, it was a rad time though. You know, it was fucking rad. We go hang out at Coffee Bean and all this. It was cool. Like I
was
dug
fun.
it.
I
Like
really
I
had a
was like,
blast.
dude, we go skate and then I come back and we go get like hang out at the house. It was fucking rad. I love
From
the
the bottom
Olsen
of my heart.
family, man. The Olsen. I felt a part of the family. You know.
Well, yeah, I think
know,
you
it
were
was
a part
fucking
of the
great.
family.
It was great,
whether you
man.
wanted to be or not.
Right. No, I wanted to be. I was going to change my name legally, but I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I tried.
Chris Olson.
Chris Olson. Yeah.
Chris Olson. Chris Olson.
Man, I could have.
Chris Olson's model dropping.
I could have had a whole different career right now. We could have had the 3-way cover.
Bingo.
You know?
Yeah.
I could have been manualing, and you.
You could have been the ball at Supreme Bowl.
Would
No, it
you,
was
would you
a
ever
good-
go
it was
skate
good.
with him, Steve? Would you ever go skate
We
with Chris
went.
and Alex?
We went to
Cove?
Vans a couple times.
Yeah, we
and,
would go to different spots.
right.
That stuff that I would ride.
You'd be in the pool.
Like I wasn't like a guy who was.
Yeah, going out street skating and stuff like that with him.
No, I mean I have nothing against it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it cool to get naked?
Yeah,
Here.
of course, bro. Whatever you want.
Take it off.
Of course,
Hey.
bro.
Talking about Malibu.
Right. Jesus. How did you get into skating? When you were what year did you start skating? What would you?
You weren't even born yet.
I know.
No, you weren't.
Right.
I barely was.
66.
Whoa, who said that? You said 66, exactly right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like, I remember my first pair of Vans in 66. Not.
Damn, I was negative 18 at that point.
It's amazing. But now you're a positive 12?
Close. Positive 32.
shit.
I would never think of you as 32. And has anyone ever told you look like someone in skateboarding? I'm not going there at
Tell
all.
me who's that?
No way.
I want to hear.
Because you would take it as an insult, but it's not an
Dude,
insult.
I've heard some weird ones. I've heard 2 in one day that were fucking weird. But
Oh, well, let me hear your 2 weird ones.
it was the same dude. Someone told me once that I look like Andy Mack.
Bingo.
No way.
I don't think it's weird. Andy, I'm a fan.
It was just twice in one day I was skating, and that was the only 2 times I've ever
Like,
gone.
we're skating with Andy Mack.
Yeah,
Andy Mack,
why are you
yeah.
skating without your helmet on?
Yeah.
2, yeah. Okay, so then how did you like?
Oh, no. So,
Oh, yeah.
66.
Right.
Besides Andy Mack getting in our conversation.
I know.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Andy,
Sorry.
settle down. I know it's you anyway. Just moonlighting over here.
Left his
On the
helmet.
button.
Andy Mack,
Yeah.
the moonlighter over here. No, I started skating because
Yeah.
you got it under your Christmas tree.
Of course, right.
Like a board with metal wheels.
Yeah.
And
It's like a roller derby.
exactly. And we lived up in East Bay, across from San Francisco, above
Okay.
Berkeley and Oakland, blah, blah, blah. But there were hills.
You're right.
And I had an older brother, and it was like, okay, we're going to go down the hill. And
Yeah.
he would stand up, I would lay down, and he would come back beaten down, and I would come back beaten down. It was just like,
Right.
this toy is amazing.
Yeah.
This toy is amazing, but you can get seriously damaged riding this toy.
Right. Right.
But every year, the toy kept coming.
A new one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, maybe a little bit higher quality.
Okay, gotcha. Was there a lot of skaters up there? That
Oh
when
yeah,
you-
it was
a
going
whole
crazy.
scene. Right.
There was no one skating. Basically, there's skateboarding going on. You know, older dudes
Right.
It was a new
that just
yo-yo.
got back from
Yeah.
Vietnam on acid. You know, I mean, skating was happening somewhere.
Right.
Just
right.
not in Pinole, where they had erupted like a rattlesnake den.
In where? Pinole?
Pinole. It's
Pinole.
next door to Martinez.
Pinole Martinez.
2 different
I
cities.
knew that.
But
I knew
Jack
that,
in the
yeah,
Box
yeah.
opened up in Pinole.
Oh, you guys got a Jack in the Box. That's great. Yeah.
Right. Not for the 99 cent 2 cats, but
2 tacos. Yeah.
you know where that goes. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, then I moved down
Yeah. Tell me.
back to, but I was born in Long Beach, then we moved back down to
Okay.
Long Beach.
Right. Right. Right.
And it's just, you know, skateboarding started happening because we were surfers as well.
Right.
It's the same old dude
Same old
from the
song.
70s, the same exact, yeah, okay, great. Well, okay, and then you surf because the surf was good, but if the waves weren't happening, you would skate.
I think I heard that in a documentary somewhere.
Every documentary from then.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, but that's when.
So how did
But it was
you-
wickedly badass
Right.
because it went from metal wheels
Uh-huh.
to some weird composite wheel to then clay wheels.
Okay.
And so from
Cadillacs.
clay wheels, it went to the urethane wheels, and it was like, whoa,
That changed the
whoa,
game.
this is nuts.
Right.
Just how smooth it
It
was.
changed the game, right?
Yeah, and it was still
Yeah.
loose ball bearings, so you had 8 bearings in each wheel, 16 in each wheel. We're not going to do the math like that. Andy Mack. Andy Mack.
I'm, I'm over it, dude. I'm out of here, bro. I'll let you go.
Mr. Mack, would you please do the math? 16 times 16 times 16 times 4. No. Anyway, yeah, but I mean,
He's
it
thinking
was
over there. He's
popping.
thinking.
It's
Yeah.
easy, dude. 32 times 64. Here's the deal. The deal is, it was changing constantly back then.
Okay.
And every other week, a new product is coming out, and it's like, wow, all right, whoa, this allows you to do this.
Who's making all these products? Like, who's coming up with-
guy capitalists?
Yeah.
Yes, it was like, yeah, got crazy dudes. A lot of surf dudes.
Okay. Okay.
And then there were the cats that were just like, oh, this is like the hula hoop. This is like the bike. This is
Right,
the bicycle.
right.
This is like,
Okay.
oh, we make nuts like that. That's like making pedals for bikes. You know how many bikes there are? You know how many pedals they need on the bike? Do you
Right.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But it
for
was
sure,
like,
for
okay,
sure.
the boards were skinny. Now the boards are getting a little bigger.
Right.
Trucks are
Right.
getting better. The wheels are, whoa, my God, this is insane. You're kidding me. This is not a precision bearing.
Right.
Whoa,
Right.
you can't even hear your wheel.
Right.
I don't think you guys understand this.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Having an orgasm.
I think he's talking about going from loose ball bearings to precision bearings.
No, but it was nuts.
Right.
To me, it was nuts. And a lot of other people, it was just like these breakthrough and the transitional periods of like.
There's nothing like that nowadays. Everything's been the same for fucking ever.
Years, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going backwards now.
Well, maybe.
You know,
maybe
people
it'll
are
go back
riding
to
the older boards now.
Maybe it'll go back to clay wheels and then.
They're not going that far back.
Should we start a clay wheel company?
Negative.
Maybe? No. Metal.
No. But you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I mean, it went all the whole progression. I mean, up into the the early '90s.
Yeah.
Like bearing cover wheels.
Right.
It's nuts.
Right.
It's like you watch that happen, you're just like, what are they thinking?
Yeah. Right.
They're barely rolling. Oh, they're not rolling. They're actually stopped because their pants are so huge they've gotten in the way of the wheel rolling because it's just a bearing cover.
Well, that must trip you out though. Watching skating evolve from like what you experienced as a kid to like what it is now.
Tripping out though,
and going through all the different styles and all that
out,
shit.
Though.
You know,
just kind of like. That's kind of so like interesting, more so than tripping out.
Okay, right.
Taking 2 beers to one. No, but yeah, of course. It's like I think it would be. It's more interesting.
Yeah.
And if you're, I don't know. I myself, I'm kind of like can appreciate someone who has skills on a skateboard.
Exactly right.
Where a lot of the dudes, my peers, are like, "Oh, that's all skateboarding." It's like, shut the fuck up already.
Right. Bitter, maybe? What do you think?
No, I don't think bitter. I just think it's not their thing.
That they can't do it anymore, or
whatever.
Like what the
Who
fuck?
knows?
They just couldn't get the wheels they normally ride, or the boards they normally ride.
I mean, all of that. Everything is available now.
Right.
But it's just like I don't know. Yeah. I would like when I saw you in Santa Monica. I thought, wow, that cat is like, it's an amazing freestyle skateboarder.
There's Rodney Mullen and Chris Roberts.
I know, right? Wow. But were companies then coming into the fold and like all this stuff when all that was happening?
When that was happening, there were people making loads of dough.
Okay, right.
A couple cats.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, skate parks started popping up. Mm-hmm. So there was like racing and there was freestyle.
Slalom
racing, same thing, whatever,
gotcha.
You're right.
Yeah,
and then downhilling was happening.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, the pool, the skateboarder comes out and there's the guy, Greg Weaver, on the cover in the pool, and then you have the Dogtown guys, and then there's people all over the world now, whatever. They're all riding pools and everything.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like skate parks pop up. And it's like, whoa, this is gnarly. It's not gnarly. It's just like, this is amazing that they've actually built the facility
for us to
contain these rats on 4 wheels. Like, that's the only reason. Like, get them off the street, make them parks, let's build them, and now the parents will be able to sue the insurance companies, and then they will close. It's like skateboarding goes from gigantic to done.
Right.
Ended in the early 80s.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you're like, oh, whoa, I'm on fire right now, and now what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Like, it completely...
It's like, wait a minute, I was just celebrating. I did some okay things in the skateboard world, and now I have to figure out what life is going
And when all that started happening, you turned pro, right?
We had all... Some of us turned pro, and it was happening. It's happening.
What happened?
And then it happened. Skateboarding died. Died like
overnight.
What, people to stop skating? Like
the skate parks closed, and there was somewhat of a recession. We had the peanut farmer as the president. Not that he's a bad dude, but it was just a hard time. It's kind of
Jimmy Carter guys.
Skating died. Like, we'd still skated, but skate parks were closed.
Industry.
They were struggling. Companies closed. Everyone closed.
How far were you in your career when that happened? Were you just like...
I was 18.
You were 18?
Really?
I was 18.
That's like prime fucking... That's
not even prime, really.
How old were you when you turned pro?
I turned pro at 16.
Okay.
Was that for Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was on the first PAL team.
Oh.
Myself and this other guy.
Yeah.
Well, 2 dudes.
Before the Bones
Me and-
Brigade. was around.
the guy who's named Ray Bones, because the guy came with George Pell came to the skate park with an attaché case, which is a small briefcase,
Was it the
right?
metal,
And
was
he
it the
was
metal
like
one?
at this thing, and we're just skating at night. I think whatever, 15 or something.
Right.
I'm 15. Ray Bones is 5, but we're
Five.
we're skating. He looks 5. We're skating, and this dude's like, "Oh, maybe you want to? Could you possibly test ride these wheels?" And they were like, "Wow, these wheels are really good."
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then ride my Quicksilver aluminum boards.
Oh, it's that long
Like,
ago.
wait a minute, those might basically cut my ankle off.
Right.
Yeah.
And then whatever, it went from there.
Wow.
But yeah, skateboarding died.
So what happened to you? Okay, well, let's bring it back.
We kept skating though.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Indy
Yeah.
had started.
Were you making a lot of money when you were in your
I was so rich, it was insane.
As all of us skaters are rich, right?
Rich.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It
why I
was you,
skated.
Tony Alvarez.
Yeah.
I was like,
Steve
oh
Olson.
my God, are you
No, but you
kidding
must
me?
have been making some
Can
money.
make some money. I'm
You must have been making.
seriously going to become a millionaire.
Is that what you were thinking?
So it was my drive.
Right.
That was my goal. I woke up every morning. I was like, "What is the Dow Jones close at?
How close to that goal did you make it to?
What goal?
The $1 million
The dream.
fucking- yeah.
No, there was money, but it wasn't. We did. You're like, oh, here you're getting paid to skateboard.
Right.
That was crazy.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
thought. I was 16, whatever. I didn't care. I bought a Porsche.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Back
bought
then?
a Porsche. Yeah.
Damn.
Like a brand new one or like
No, I used.
Okay.
I used like a '68, so a 10-year-old Porsche,
Yeah,
but it was
still, yeah.
It was in good condition.
Rolling around in a Porsche.
Yeah, worst choice ever made. Basically,
You were a Porsche guy.
I wanted to buy this 56 Thunderbird with like a V8. Like, okay, we can figure out how to work on this. It's German shit. We're not going to be able to figure out too much because we
Gotcha.
probably have some guy with a Luger coming in stealing the parts. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, no, I got shut down on the Thunderbird.
Okay, right.
And I bought the Porsche, and then I drove the Porsche, and it stopped running. I broke the rotor cap and towed it up to Independent, and left it there for a year in the shipyard.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like, yo, Fausto, can you're a wrench. Can you just check my car?
Right.
He's like, yeah, I checked it. It's rotor cap, $12 part.
$12.
I'm like, that's cool.
Were you still up in what was it called? The town called
No.
What was it
no,
called?
I was living down. I
What was the town?
Pinole.
Pinole.
Okay,
Pinole.
that's
You
funny. It's
weren't
Pinocchio.
In, you weren't in Pinole.
Pinole. No, I wasn't in
You didn't
Pinole.
tow it from fucking L.A. up there.
I was driving home from SF, and it broke down
okay, so you
outside
went back up. Got you.
of Watsonville and towed it up there.
Right.
Flew home.
Okay.
Yeah, but skateboarding was kind of,
Yeah.
your science teacher's saying that you'll never do anything with your life, and the next thing you know, he's using you as an example.
There you go.
Like, if you try and focus, you can accomplish most anything your mind can think. Shut up, bitch. You were telling me I was a loser. I was a surfer burnout. I would never do anything with my life.
Right.
And now you're using me as go to
Did
hell.
you finish school? Did you finish high school?
I did.
You did.
Then I
So
went
you
to college, and it was
You went to college.
not good. I wasn't
Which
into
college? City college.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll go here, and then I'll transfer over to a 4-year.
You were not thinking that.
Not at all. But it sounds good.
It sounds hey. But so going back to the skate thing. So I mean, you skated for Powell.
I was into baseball.
You were,
okay, Chris Roberts.
Were you into baseball? Was that
Go
your
on.
first sport?
I
No?
skated for Powell.
Okay, Powell. And then after that, you skated Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz came through.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. And then
and they had like a motorhome, and they had a kit.
Yeah,
They had I'm not going to say a uniform, but they had it together.
they did.
Well, yeah,
that
we
was
had,
attractive
yeah, but
back
we had
then,
we
like-
had jerseys.
Okay.
But we didn't have like matching shorts, and it wasn't like it wasn't.
they had a look.
They didn't have it together.
They had a look.
had a motorhome.
They,
The guy was
Powell?
like, "Well, this guy, no, not Powell, Santa Cruz."
Santa Cruz.
They had Road Rider money, which was the first precision wheel, basically.
Oh.
And then cryptos came along.
Yeah, but you get a jump on the precision wheel world back then. You're making loot.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you get what 6 months before the other wheels start to really hit.
True. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, millions. But who cares?
So
They were always really nice.
yeah.
Um,
Well, when did you start riding for shorties?
when they opened the skirt.
How many people like bring that up to you about fucking Steve?
Oh yeah, I've had a couple. I'm not really too much because it's obvious. Like I don't have glasses and curly hair yet. Speaking of Retta, we were at an ASR down in San Diego, and he was like, "Oh, whoa, dude, come here.
Oh no,
I gotta introduce you to this other Steve Olson."
No,
right? And then when I met the kid, and he was a really nice kid, and he's like, "Do you eat cookies?"
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did, and I was like, "Yeah. Do you have any milk?" He's like, "No." I was like, "I'll still take the cookie."
He gave you a cookie.
Yeah.
Wow. From one
Laced.
Steve Olson to no.
Oh yeah.
Really?
No, not Steve Olson. Not that Steve Olson.
Oh.
A laced cookie? Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Olson gave Steve Olson a laced cookie.
And both of Steve Olson's laced out. Oh, yeah, the trade show. No, I don't think so. I got to compete in the shorties competition right now. Me and Muskinator. No, but whatever. The guy was like, I had sometimes you get it like on maybe Insta or maybe on the Facebook thing. Like some cat was like, "Dude, fulfill the dream." I was like, "You're an idiot. What's wrong with you? Are you blind? Are you stupid?" I mean, this has nothing to do with either one of the Steves.
Right.
This has to do with you're really, really, really a fucking moron.
I think I left that comment. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, is this you, Rob?
Right.
I know you're up to your shenanigans again.
What? Okay. Going back to the Santa Cruz thing. So you turned? Did you turn pro for Santa Cruz?
I did. When I became a professional skateboarder.
Oh, here we go. His voice is back. His voice.
You know what? I know they came down and they had their team, and we were like amateur kids skating. The contests were happening back then, and you had to skate all the different disciplinaries.
Who was on Santa Cruz at the time?
Disciplines. Who was on what?
Who was on the team at the time?
These were all NorCal dudes. Tom Merrick, John O'Shea, Don O'Shea, Ross O'Shea. Get a lot of S's going. I'll slip
the tongue twisters. See Sally
Dave Criddle, all these cats.
Yeah.
But they were good. They were fast, and they were da-da-da. And we were like, they were like, "Would you consider riding for Santa Cruz?"
Wow.
And I was like, "No, I don't think so."
Why?
Well, because I rode for Powell.
Oh. With the other dude.
Ray Bones.
It was you and Ray.
Me and Ray Bones before Peralta.
Okay.
But no, it was, and then I was like, wow, these dudes actually have a motorhome. They actually have a program.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
That looked appealing. Like they
and then I was like, sure, I'll ride for you guys.
They had that road running money.
These dudes are surfers. I can surf, and it's all good. Then they were like, yo, there's a professional pool contest coming up.
Okay.
We want to turn you pro.
How long after you got on this was that?
Not a month.
Yeah?
It wasn't too long.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then we went down to the contest, and I saw the dudes. I knew all these cats anyway, whatever. But there were all the older dudes that were in the magazines. They might have been older, but they were old cats that we saw in the magazines. And I was like, wow. These guys can be beat.
Really?
These guys
you were that confident. You were
me. I was a little cocky bitch,
right?
For sure. Well, in my head, because I knew how to compete. It wasn't like brain surgery,
right? Okay, gotcha.
And it was like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. And it got rained out, and and then it was like, okay, sick. Now we are at we're level. It's not like these dudes who've skated this pool for a while are at an advantage,
right?
And it went down, and it was on.
What did you place?
Third,
but
that's
not bad. Did they have your pro board?
I was making tricks up in my routine.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Really?
And the runs were 2 minutes long.
2 minutes.
Wow. 2 minutes.
That's a fucking long time.
It's 120 seconds. You count it 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000. I mean, we're only at 5/1000, and that's a long time.
Wow.
Were you known for not practicing at all during contests and just going in there?
This dude, and you are way too much on the internet. So I know, I'm him.
That's why I got him here.
No, I would practice.
Yeah.
But then when it would come time to be like, okay, yeah, everybody's practicing, it's like, yo, where were you when I was practicing?
Right.
So it looked like I didn't practice.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe I also adapted something I had read from, because I'm an avid reader of Skateboarder Magazine back then, right? I just remember seeing something that Tony, I was like, wherever you go, you need to be able to rip.
Okay.
Or you're lame or whatever it was, you're kook.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a good attitude to have.
You said you were making up tricks?
I made up a couple of tricks in my routine, and they didn't understand that.
They were like,
I was holding on for dear life, basically. I think I did a carve. I was doing a carve, and then I was like, I'll just do a one-footed carve, and then I put my foot back on, and it was sliding down, and I was like, fuck, I need to get out of this. I'll just push my tail around and fake you out of it.
Whoa.
So, boom. And they were like, he just carved into a fakie.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's great. Sal was doing 150,000 front side and backside kick turns.
You did an NBD?
Yeah.
Never been done.
Never been done. NBD. Here at NBC.
But did they have your pro board there with
No.
you? You didn't even have a pro board.
No,
you weren't even.
dude, I was
fucking-
riding just straight stock.
When did they give you the pro board? Did they?
The pro board?
Yeah.
I had made my own boards. Everyone
you?
made your own boards when you were a kid, when you were skateboarding back then.
No, but even Santa Cruz though.
Yeah, but
2x4?
before that.
Oh well, before right.
Sky. What the fuck are you kidding me?
What did you say?
2x4. 2x6, bitch. We were in the wide stock. No. It was... You just made your own board in shop class.
Okay.
I mean, you guys had shop.
I made a slip lid box and
Right, but you had shop,
you know?
right? You had wood shop.
Right.
They don't have that anymore.
No.
But back then, in the early mid 70s, it's like, oh, here's plastic, and we're gonna make a plastic skateboard. Here's metal. Oh, we're gonna make a metal skateboard. Here's wood. We're gonna fucking laminate and put. We're gonna make a skateboard. It's like, okay, you get an F because all you're doing is making skateboards.
What about the tail? What about the tail? There was no nose at the time, but what about no kicked nose? But what about the tail?
There was the bonsai was that kick in both tails, nose and tail.
Right.
No one wrote it. It's a gimmick. It's like, that's stupid.
Right. Look at it now.
Who would ever? Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, but when did they give you the pro? Did they?
I tried to make a kicktail.
Did you?
There was a Logan Erskine back in the day.
Okay.
That had this wooden 3/4 inch white oak. And I remember every time I'd try to make the kicktail, I would just grind into the actual flat part of it. It was just so terrible. And nose wheelies I kind of loved how the nose wheelie looked.
Okay.
And I remember every day going home from fucking school, I would stop at the hardware store and try to find some cheat that I could put on the front of my nose that would roll in case I would come to the front, in case I would dip.
Like a little caster wheel?
A caster wheel. Whatever it was, I had come up with ball bearings, I had come up with little wheels. And
did you ever find something?
No. I just learned how to nose wheel after trying so many times.
Right.
It was sad. But I could...
You try wax?
I just tried.
Yeah.
No, never. Never did I try
But I mean, like
wax.
that, you gotta like kick your board almost vertically to hit the nose, right? Back then, no?
Weren't the nose super short back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But either way.
Well, you learned the nose wheelie. So,
I did know.
Right.
But the little nose wheelie looked cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there were pictures of a guy doing nose wheelie at 45 miles an hour. You're just like, wow, that's insane.
That's psycho.
Barefoot.
That's psycho.
What an exciting time back then, you know?
I thought so.
So, but what about, the pro board? When did they surprise you with it, or did they fucking...
Dude, they couldn't make what I designed. How's that?
What the fuck did you design?
Just a foam tail thing.
Foam?
And they couldn't, to make it lightweight, so it wasn't so heavy. And
Was it a foam core or?
Foam. Just foam. I didn't have to do the R&D, but they couldn't make it. And as it was happening and everything was blowing up,
right,
I didn't have a board out on the market.
Really?
And throughout the whole most of the contest, I rode stock, and then
I'm surprised they
third and fourth. Then I just started riding custom boards.
I'm surprised they didn't make just a board for you, though. You know, it just, I mean, not only for you to ride, but to sell. You know,
they were trying.
But
they were trying to make
crazy
money.
shit. You wanted a foam fucking thing with a caster wheel on the front of your fucking board.
No, that caster wheel was not when I was sponsored, bitch. Here it is, the nose cheat.
Yeah, there you go. This guy, foam tail caster wheel.
Foam tail caster wheel. Yeah. Here's some grips. So
Santa
you can do
Cruz is like,
handstands.
what the fuck is this
What's
guy?
What's wrong with this dude?
So you never had a pro board?
No, I did. But later.
Okay.
Then they were like, okay, well, I was like, here, let my brother do the graphics.
Oh.
So we came up and was like, all right, we're into punk rock and that whole trip.
So you came up with
New wave.
checkerboard.
Yeah, we were in checkerboard, and the checkerboard came from racing, came from like bar doll racing.
Okay.
They had checkerboard flags.
Right.
And my brother did all the shit because he was the artist, dude. And those boards sold.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, kind of changed silk screening of the skateboard.
You're like the first one to do like full graphic, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But they weren't changing graphics every day.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is a
graphics
drag because
yeah.
we could have done some really fucking wild
Right.
stuff.
yeah, man.
Were you mostly just skating contests back then, or is it like you more like a lot more magazines or videos, or
We were just whores for shots.
Oh yeah.
Basically, yo, dude, will you come take a picture of me? No. We were skating contests and go and skate. It didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, yo, do you want to come film me do this line at the skate park?
Right.
You don't?
Do you think it's weird that people act like that now?
No, not at all. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, like, oh, no, it's not skateboarding. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you kidding me? You're documenting.
Well, did you think it was weird when people started doing that?
No, I just thought it was like, I don't think it was weird. I just think it was like, oh, really? That's why you're doing this? Is your incentive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But it's not.
Did you ever fake a photo?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely put pictures out on Insta that are false or veils that don't look like veils, and they're like, "Whoa, that's rad!" Like, shut up, bitch! My foot isn't even near the board. No, I never faked a photo.
Right. Wow.
No, we could make our photos. It was kind of like, you need to make it.
Yeah.
Did you have like a rival back then? Was there like in the contest scene? Was there
Do you
like
have
a
rivals?
fucking,
No,
yeah,
but
was there,
I always was like fall.
You wanted that,
When I
right.
did, of
Yeah.
course. I was like, fucking eat shit. Take yourself out of the contest because then there's one less dude to have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah.
into the contest. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I can't help that.
You were into them, or you?
I was
weren't?
into it.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
I was into it, yeah, for
Right.
sure. I wanted to win.
Yeah.
You need to win it?
Right.
I was down to win. Fuck
Right.
it. Of course, what am I doing out here?
Right.
Like, okay, if I don't win the $1,000. I get $500 if I get second, $250 if I get third. Like, I would rather make the G.
Was that what they were making? Was like the prize was $1,000?
Can you tell Andy Mack not to talk to me?
Come on, bro.
Kidding.
Oh,
No, that was it, I think.
$1,000?
Yeah, $1,000 was like typical. Sorry, I couldn't do this.
no, you're taking my job. This is great.
No,
This is
it
great.
was
Yeah.
funny though. Yeah,
Right.
a G was about right. And then your sponsors kind of matched it.
And back then, a G
perfect.
was
You were getting-
like a lot of money.
Well, it seemed like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like relevant.
I mean, he was
And-
rolling a Porsche, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd won some contracts. But no, yeah, I was down.
Yeah.
I was interested. I was a competitor. I was
Right.
I was a jock too. I swam when I was a little kid,
Okay.
and was like, all right, I'm up on the starting block in these speedos. I best beat these little kids I'm racing against. So I look like a weirdo. I don't know.
Right.
I played baseball. I played football. I played basketball. I played all
Right.
the sports.
Yeah, but skating just.
Oh, it's
fucking-
like skating. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Oh, you're competing? I want to get fourth.
Right.
No.
Right.
I want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have to I don't have to rely on some teammates.
Right.
This
Yeah.
one's on me.
Exactly. But was it?
It wasn't it wasn't, I think contests were way more important back in the 70s and the 80s.
Right.
Kind of. I mean, for sure they
But
were.
they were a big thing back then. They were like.
but it seems like the street league, they're big now.
Right. Of course.
And it seemed like the X Games, it's kind of big-ish.
Yeah, right.
It seemed like it was like.
I feel like for a while there, just contests weren't as big
and weren't as important.
Yeah, there
It
wasn't
was
really
better to go out and try a trick 5,000 times to make it once.
exactly right.
And then not ever make it in the contest because then you would never be able to win.
You're telling my
So,
story
not
of my
your story.
of my life.
I'm not
yeah,
looking at you. and it's like
this is
Chris Roberts,
exactly.
I'm talking directly at you.
I'm
I
telling
just
you,
can't
man.
look at Andy Mack anymore. I'm so kidding. I fucking truly love Andy Mack. That's a bomb right here.
Kelly's
going
gonna
down
get
to the
so
beach.
many good comments.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Mac,
It's gonna
right.
be great.
I do, but I honestly think Andy Mack raw. He rips, so whatever.
Right.
It's sad that he looks like Andy Mack because I can't stop making some reference to it because I truly like Andy Mack. Can I tell an Andy Mack story?
Fuck
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's
This
hear
dude
it.
is telling me, "Oh, I got to shoot this photo of this guy. He's a skater." And I was like, "Who's the skater?" And we're looking for a pool in Hollywood.
Your buddy randomly. Yeah,
and
your
I'm
buddy.
like, "Yeah, it's some photographer
Okay,
cat."
right,
and I'm
right.
like, "Oh, I know this pool."
Okay.
And I'm like, "Who's the skater?" And they're like, "Andy Mack." I'm like, "Oh, that kid, he's really good."
Yeah.
And so they go to the pool, and some other pool guys go to the pool while they're there.
Okay.
And Mac is like doing front blunts
Okay.
in the deep end of a pool that's really difficult to skate.
Right.
These dudes are like, I can't believe that he was there skating.
Bummed
And
or
I'm
like
bummed.
okay.
I'm like, why?
Right.
Like, I turned you onto this pool. Oh no, it's not cool.
You
Had his
turned
helmet
them.
on.
You
I
turned them on
onto the
and
pool.
Andy Mack.
I turned on the photographer, and they just
Right.
happened to go there, and it was just like Danny Minnick turned me onto the pool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know,
Minnick,
the
right.
artist.
Yeah.
You blew the spot up.
I didn't blow it. He said, "Hey, there's this pool. I don't really skate pools." I was like, "I know. You can barely." No. I love Danny. The deal is, Mac was there,
Right.
killing it.
Killing it.
From blunt, deep in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the guys were bummed that he was there.
They're bummed, but
Right.
they bummed. Who cares why they're bummed? He
Right,
would
right.
rip the pool.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
So
fucking nailed
anything
it.
about
Serious.
Andy Mack, look. It's just because you look like him. It's no disrespect to the dude. The problem is, I truly did like that cat. Anyway, it's just every time I look over, I just think, no. Front blunt, go
Front blunt.
deep in, shallow end, wherever.
So skater of the year.
Oh God, yes. Let me take you through that.
Please do. I'd love to feel. I want to bring me back to that
That
time.
one's for you, Mac.
Bring me back.
I want to know. I don't.
Andy Mack still thinks
The year's
you're the shorties,
1978.
Steve Olson.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he
He's
doesn't know.
completely out of his
he doesn't
mind.
know what's
over
going
there.
on.
He's just like, why
Right.
didn't he bring me a deck?
I had your pro model
Wow,
shoe. I had your pro model shoe.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy. So crazy. He got a shoe. I need to get a pair of those. Can I get those on eBay? I'd just be like, yo, babe, yeah, I got a shoe.
Wear 'em
And
around,
She's just
yeah.
like, yo, that's not you, dude. What's wrong with you?
I would love to see you walking the streets of Hollywood in fucking Steve Olson shoes. Yeah, that would be
Castells?
amazing.
That would be sick. Those
Wow.
things were huge, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine?
Keep
Oh my
talking
God.
about. I'll be walking on Pacific Ocean. Like, look at these shoes are capable of walking on water. Hello, hallelujah!
Boats are passing him to Catalina. This fucking guy.
Right. Here comes JoJo in a catamaran. Oh,
Oh. Taking photos.
dude, it's walking on water.
It's crazy.
C-Rob, you won't believe what I saw Ulf doing.
We have a friend. He's a paparazzi, dude. He's from,
Paparazzo?
He's from Senegal. He came here speaking no
amazing.
English, and he
Right.
fucking. We met him. It was like the first day he came here. This fucking guy's
The
amazing.
best dressed dude in Malibu.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was homeless. It's insane. Yeah, where are you from? I just came from Paris. Yeah, it looks like it, but where are you living? Down in the bush. It's not kidding. This is not
No,
a lie.
it's seriously true. Yeah.
So, Skater of the Year. Yes.
Oh yes,
Take
yes.
me back.
Please take us back to that. Yeah.
Is it Saudi? Skater of the Year.
SOTY. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I think this is called Skateboarder of the Year. so-
Skateboarder. At least you got something. I haven't gotten any awards.
You have your own show. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well,
Have you heard about the trick that he's done at the courthouse?
Recently or back in the day?
This could be considered back in the day.
BITD?
Dude, it's right, playing right behind him. If you haven't seen it by now,
I saw it as I came in, and I was like, "That's you." Up on that short stage.
yeah, it's a short thing. Yeah, it's small.
It doesn't matter. Chris Roberts is really good.
thank you.
yeah.
Well,
I
still
almost said
am.
was.
Still am. Yeah.
I said, it was.
Says
When's the last time you skated?
shut up.
I have 2 boards in my car.
2 boards?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a fucking old school kickflip for you right now.
How much?
$10.
Oh, on.
Yeah? You got to do one too, though.
I'll do one.
Yeah?
I did one the other day just to shut these fools up. Just do an old school kickflip. Do an old school kickflip. Shut up already.
I've never even heard of an old school kickflip. It's amazing.
Because you're new school.
I know.
Anyway.
Mac.
And cheese. Bingo. Cameraman, please sit down. You're making us nervous. I can't. You're in my eye line of Andy Mack.
And I can't block Andy Mack.
I'm having a hard time over here.
Right.
I'm having heart palpitations right now.
Please don't get on our show.
Let's get T-Hawk over here.
Oh my God.
Wait, what was the skateboarder of the year? Is that what?
Oh, look at Mac. Oh, just right back.
Gotta bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just attack this one.
Skateboarder of the year. Let's bring it.
Done.
What
We did it.
is
Right,
it?
great.
Okay. No,
So they said,
how was it?
Like, okay, there's skateboard of the year. It's like, all right, you're like this guy looking at it, and it's like, oh, that's cool. These guys, whatever.
But it was a big mag though back then, right? I mean,
Skateboarder had I don't know. Someone told me it had 1 million subscriptions.
shit.
Really, back then.
Back
Right.
then, yeah.
Wow.
Something like that. Whatever. Who knows? If
Right.
That's the truth. But we
Right.
saw oh wow, Tony Alva won it the first year
Wow,
of it, and it was
okay.
like, wow, that's pretty dope.
Right.
Then all of a sudden things went on, and oh, you're a professional now, and you're doing okay, and you're going to the Skateboarder Awards poll, and you're thinking, oh, that's cool. What an honor to be involved.
Okay.
Not thinking, oh yeah, shoe in. Put it on red. Put 500,000 on me to win.
But like you were saying though, in the pools and stuff, you were competitive.
I was
you know?
competitive,
So
but
maybe
this had
you
nothing to
didn't
do with competition.
No,
I mean, like,
right,
oh
right.
yeah, no, I'm parlaying this.
But maybe you
to
thought in your
this.
mind, like,
no,
oh,
I had no
man,
idea.
I mean,
No.
No. Okay.
I was humble.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But were they bummed when they chose the wrong? They chose the wrong Steve Olson.
Well, they were like in writing for Shorties, 1978. Chad Muska,
The winner, the unanimous decision.
Brandon Turner, Old MacDonald. Anyway,
This is gonna be our most viewed show.
not at all. That's not true.
I'm changing my name
not
to
true.
Andy Mack.
Yeah.
on Instagram.
How about
Kelly
Ronald?
Mack.
Just
Ronald?
Ronald McDonald.
That's fucked up. That's fucking
Yo,
up. That's
set
the
it
one I
up.
thought
Let's
they-
just keep it rolling.
I can't go with Ronald McDonald.
But you can
man.
call me a curly-haired dude with glasses, but it's all good. Everything is fair game in war.
All right.
This is great though. I might as well take the night off.
I was
This is
like,
great.
you were
You got it under control
No, I know,
here.
I'm not
This
even
is
talking.
fucking
I'm
great.
just having fun with my friend, Andy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Usually I have fun with them, but you've taken.
But he's got his finger on the trigger.
right.
Yeah.
The pulse.
Right.
No,
So,
anyway, so whatever.
yeah.
So you're sitting there. So I go there with my girlfriend and some other people, and we're hanging out, and they're like, oh, and then number 10th is blah, 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 and blah,
Oh,
blah,
they're going
blah.
through the list. They're going through.
They're going through the
fucking-
list, right? And you're thinking, wow, I didn't even make top 10.
Wow.
And number 5 is so-and-so. And you're like, oh, it's so pathetic.
You got your girl there.
Yeah, and I got my hair, I
Right.
chopped my hair off.
Oh,
Everyone else
geez.
has long hair. I'm wearing leather pants and some white James Bond jacket type of Sid Vicious look.
You were a
with
rock
the-
star.
No, I was a punk rocker.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really care, and some
Right,
polka
right.
dotted shit. And all of a sudden, it's like, in second place, Tony Alva. PA gets up there, and he's like into the scene too, and he throws his trophy in the trash, and then
No.
they're like, and Skater of the Year, Steve Olson. I'm just like, wow, this is way too much. This is cryptic.
No way.
Boom, I go up there, and maybe I was a little buzzed. I don't know for sure. Probably just because of the cookies.
I'd put 500 on red. And,
Bingo.
yeah, right.
And then they're like, speech. And I just thought, this is a bunch of shit. And I kind of like...
Was it a big crowd?
Spit at some people. Yeah, it was a dinner. And
Okay.
It was
Oh, yeah.
whatever. It was like
Right.
a thing. Spit at some of the camera people, the dudes.
Did
and
you
flick
really?
some boogers at them. Like, get out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a joke.
Right.
And then, the next issue is like, these guys are the worst representatives of the sport.
Really?
The guy who gets second throws his trophy in the trash. The guy who wins spits and throws boogers at the camera.
No
guys,
way.
and won't say anything. And just like calling bullshit on it.
Why did you guys think it was bullshit at the time?
We
Just
didn't.
because
We
it
just
was-
were just young kids that
Yeah.
didn't really know any better. But it was kind of at the same time. But dudes actually wrote in, these guys aren't good representatives of the sport, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the kids are like, these dudes are the best.
Right.
These
They
dudes,
loved
so
you.
fuck off.
Right.
Yeah. And it was on.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was that. Wait a minute. So, okay, well, what's going on with your skateboarding career?
This is it.
Yeah.
No, bullshit.
Right.
You skate
I come out with
all the
a
time.
new part every Monday. Yeah. It's fucking great.
So ill. What's going on? I got a new part done. You did?
Right. and
You're not even writing in it. Oh,
No.
don't worry about it. You
Good,
still
man.
skate though, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk Thrashin.
The movie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So,
Birth of the Daggers.
oh no, it's all good.
Yeah.
So Thrashin.
Yeah.
We're sitting there. We're at this club. I think it's called the Windsor now.
Okay.
It used to be called Club Lingerie. We're hanging out. It's myself. I'm with Hackett. I'm with some other cats. I'm living downtown, and I have a switchblade.
Okay.
Because I live down on 5th and Spring at the Alexandria.
Okay. Ghetto.
Beyond ghetto, but we live on the top floor, some loft, whatever. Still ghetto.
Right.
Doesn't matter. It's 84. But this dude comes up to us at this club, and he's like dancing around. He's like, I'm going to write this. I wrote this movie about you guys' lifestyle.
He was a fan.
No, he was a writer, producer.
Okay.
His name was Alan Sachs. And he's an older guy. He wrote some TV shows. And he was, he was legit.
Okay.
But he's dancing around us, and he's like, I wrote like about your life stories, da-da-da-da. He's dancing around, and I fucking just grab the dude. And I pull him up, and I have the switchblade, and I put it out and put it to his throat, right? And I'm like, this isn't funny, asshole. And he's like, oh, it's like, I'm kidding, man. I'm an actor. I'm in Hollywood. What do you want from me? He's like, that's not funny, right? And he's like, oh, you need to meet the director guy.
Right,
So
right.
me and Hackett go up to the director. We meet the guy. Hackett is reading. He is taking acting classes. He's an actor guy.
Okay.
Whatever. He's studying with Peggy Fury, who was, Sean Penn's coach, and
wow.
some other cats,
Okay.
and whoever, whatever. Anyway, so Thrashin is happening.
Yeah.
I think I go there with Hackett, and everyone's reading for the different parts in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Hackett is, he's been in the game a little bit, and so he's reading. And at the time he's reading, he stops and he looks at him and he's like, oh, you guys have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm out of here.
Really?
Yeah, and just walked.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool. But I'm going to stay. I'm going to get paid.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why did you walk?
Right.
I agree with you. They were clueless.
Was it the script and all that stuff? Like
It was
just
everything.
whatever.
It was
the
all of
fucking-
it.
Yeah.
He was absolutely 100% right.
Right. Okay.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then all of us got hired to play the Daggers. And then Robert Russler was Hook.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin was Josh Brolin. Sorry, I can't remember his name in the film.
Right.
The Valley Kid. He wasn't even
Corey
Valley
Webster?
Kid. Corey Webster, my bad.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Annie Mac, you could help me out there at my back, but I guess you don't, because the knife I can see over there is still in place.
Who played Bozo?
Boz?
Bozo, whatever his name was.
Bozo. He was a kid from the Bad News Bear.
Oh, really?
Yes. Brett. I can't think of his last name, but everyone was nice. It was totally such a fun experience.
Okay.
Except for, there are a couple of bad things, but most of the times it was amazingly fun.
Okay.
It's like,
And
okay.
Hackett didn't get in
He
at
didn't
all.
get in it. He didn't become a Dagger. He just said,
Wow.
no, fuck this thing.
Okay.
And
He
it
was probably bummed after the fact when you guys were all
I don't
doing
know
it.
for sure.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Never asked
He
him?
he had his integrity. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Must
have been a little jealous, maybe.
No, not at all.
No?
No
Okay.
way.
Right.
You think Hackett could have been Hook?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't, so that's the way it was.
Right.
And that's a drag, but that's life. But the first day we're shooting down there right in between Windward and Market.
Okay, in Venice.
Over here.
Yeah.
Down
Right
street.
over here. Yeah, exactly.
Near Snapchat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right by the Snapchat crosswalk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck chat. But anyway, that's for you, Mac. Boom. So we're sitting there, and it's like we're in this group. I think we're like 23. I'm 23 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hanging out, and it's just the Daggers.
Okay.
And we're smoking a fucking joint.
Right.
And the first shot is us coming around this corner, and we hear this guy, David Winters, who's the director, who was in West Side Story. Is
Oh, wow. Okay.
one of the original, like, Broadway play dude, also in the movie. I mean, the movie was bad, whatever. It's all good. This guy, he screams, action! Right? And everyone's smoking a joint. Everyone, Jesse Martinez, myself, Hosoi, TA, Monsky, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys hear anything? no, let me get a hit. Right? All of a sudden he comes storming around in his dolphin shorts and his cowboy boots. He said, I said action! So you just hear this, fuck off. Right? And he just lost his mind.
Really?
And from that point on, the first AD had to call everything. He's just like, I can't deal with these guys. They're driving me nuts.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, it was insanely amazing.
Damn.
It was good.
Right.
It was good because we started to own them after that.
Did you?
Not really, but it sounds good on fucking tape, right, Mac?
Yep.
But you said it was like a great experience.
It was
like
totally.
You fucking loved
so
it. And,
amazing. It was
right.
fun. We had so much fun.
Right, right.
You guys still call yourselves the Daggers?
Wow, Raj, that's going deep. Yeah. Hey, Raj, Steve Olson, Dagger.
Roger.
You know what I mean?
Valley.
Yeah, Valley guy.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Did you ever want to like continue acting after that, or did you like? Were you like, oh fuck?
Wow, that's crazy, Chris Roberts. You go there. I went to New York and started studying acting.
Bullshit. Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Wow.
Honestly. Then I realized, wow, this is fucking whack.
What when you went out there?
I went to New York and studied at this place called Warren Robertson.
Really?
I was like, oh, wow, they're into theater. Let's
Yeah.
be
Right.
a character. It's like, fuck off. How about this? I'm going to get on my skate and go ride the Brooklyn Banks.
Right.
And get the best picture of my life ever for myself with this dude who actually the rest of the whole roll of film is overexposed and completely white. But
That
he
one
got
photo
two pictures.
came out.
He got two pictures.
Really?
And that was it.
The one of you slide in the
slip slide.
What's it called? What's it?
Slip sliding
Slip
away.
slide.
Slip sliding. Slip sliding
okay.
away.
That's a fucking great photo. It's like
It
like an
doesn't- whatever.
iconic photo though. It's fucking great.
I was a skateboard messenger there at one point.
Skateboard messenger.
Yeah,
really?
I was riding my skateboard with a fucking
Bag?
messenger bag.
No way.
Yeah, in 85-ish.
Why not on a bike?
Because I didn't have a bike. Then I
Really?
bought a bike, and then I
Okay.
became a bike messenger.
Really? But so you were done with the acting thing? You were like, fuck this.
No, I went
This
to the
is-
acting thing.
Yeah?
And it was like, okay, this is weird.
Right, right.
No one makes it in acting. It's like, well, those are good odds.
Right.
Great. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad
what
you're
am I
so
fucking doing
I'm
here?
so glad you're optimistic like that, Mr. Coach.
Right. Yeah.
Or Mrs. Coach.
But I was in Thrashin.
Yeah, don't you know that we're skateboarders?
Well, Robert
Go to
Ressler
hell.
fucking kept doing it,
He kept
right?
going,
he kept
yeah.
going. What was in Weird Science and all
Yeah,
this?
he kept
It was
rolling. He was
fucking-
doing
yeah.
this thing. Hello, Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Josh Brolin. Yeah. Wow.
He did all right.
Wow.
Right.
Pretty
You,
good.
you made
W.
it and fulfilled the dream too.
W. Somebody hit that button that eliminates
Mac is kind of killing it tonight.
Hit
I'm
the
actually
Mac.
kind of proud of him.
Hit the Mac.
You know? Yeah,
hit the
this
Mac
is great.
ejection
The
button.
Mac is back.
Because he just goes through the roof and lands over at the pier.
Well, how long did it take to film the show, the movie?
I don't know. It took 6 weeks, maybe.
6 weeks?
Yeah, it was totally good.
Did you get paid a lot?
No,
No, Must
we
have
kind
made
of
some
got
good
paid.
money. Yeah.
There's somebody. It seemed like it.
Right.
Did you understand any words
No.
I said there? Neither did I.
Right.
The deal is, there was a point someone got hurt.
Oh,
That was me.
really?
Yeah, I broke my wrist or something on this thing that we were supposed to have location scouted.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what's going on? My wrist is broken. Jesse Martinez broke his femur, I think.
Oh shit! Really?
So a lot of people got messed up on that one.
Right.
I remember I was like, who's going to cover the hospital bills? They're like, it's okay, don't worry about it. And then someone was like, yo, dude, you should call SAG. I was like, what's SAG? They're like,
Oh.
Screen Actors Guild, it's a union.
Right.
I was like, what's that going to do? They're like, well, it's a union. They cover.
They protect.
They protect people that are within. If it's signatory, I was like, whatever. So I
Yeah.
called them up, and they were like, yeah, what are you calling about? And I was like, oh, I broke my wrist, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, let me look it up, see if it's a signatory move. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, my God, what it's And I was like, oh, yeah, well, this is what they've been paying us. I don't
Right.
know. They're like, would you like us to represent you?
Really?
And I was like, what does that mean exactly? And they're like, well, you have a case. They can't get away with what they've been doing.
Right.
And I was like, okay, can you tell me what that means in dollars and cents? And they're like, about 20 grand.
Wow.
And I was like, really? They were treating us like, kind of punk ass skateboarders.
Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely, for
Wow.
sure.
Right.
Please represent me.
Damn.
And I remember I went back to the set, and they were filming the downhill scene, the grand finale of where Hook beats Corey. And the production manager, the guy's like, yo, can we see you in the trailer? And I'm like, sure. I think I had a cowboy hat on or something. And they take me in. They're like, well, we're willing to give you a check for whatever, $3,000 right now if you just drop the case.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm so super sorry about this. Let me just check this with my math that I know how to do quickly. So 3 from fucking 20 17.
Right.
So you want me to just drop 17 G's because you guys are so cool.
Right.
He's like, well, you know what? It's really not about that, Steve. It's about the integrity of the film. And, you know, we're over budget already. And I was like,
wow.
Do you have the check? And he's like, yeah, we have it cut right now. And I was like, that's cool. He's like, it's like you have a gun to my head.
Right.
I was like, if there was a gun to your head and I had my hand on the trigger, I'd pull the fucking trigger right now. He's like, get out of here. Get out of here. I was like, I'm not going to lose 17 G's just because you guys fucking need to make up some money because you're just cheap little sons of bitches. Like, and they're like, get out. Get off the set. And I'm like, fuck you. Right? And walked.
Really?
Yeah, fuck it. And I got the money. I think everyone got paid. Like, I think everyone got their money upped as well.
Okay, but
their day rate.
But it wasn't illegal for them to use actors out of SAG, was it?
Not
or was
at all.
it just because you guys were doing? You guys were doing like stunts.
But we were doing it to also. I said, look, I'll do it as long as I get like into the union, which is Taft-Hartley back then. I don't know what it means now, but they're like, yeah, if you do the movie, then you can become part of the union.
You need to work a certain amount of time.
So,
hours.
Right. Yes, whatever it was. Yeah. And they were like, yeah. And then they were like, wow, I can't believe you're actually suing the production company. It was like, I can't believe the production company would treat us like fucking pieces of shit.
Right.
When you're making a movie about how we kind of live.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, just because
the story's about you guys.
It's Hollywood and this is the way it is, it's like, too bad.
Right.
And then I moved to New York.
Right.
And I got the money.
Well, this has been a fucking great show. Let me tell you.
You got nothing accomplished. It's just insane.
Well, thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for having me.
Dude.
It was totally fun. I'm sorry. I had a really good time, actually. I totally had a great time. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
Roger's never laughed so hard in his life.
This is the hardest.
I'm really enjoying the show.
I know. Yeah. Wow.
9 Club with Steve Olson.
Yeah.
It's a what?
So the 9 Club with Steve Olson.
The nightclub. Wow, I didn't know we were in a nightclub. I thought we were in an apartment in Venice. For sure. I don't see any chicks either. I just see Johnny Utah over here to my left. Kelly Mack over here, pressing a button. Chris Roberts to my right. And whatever. There we go. That's it.
Sally sells Sally sells seashells by the shell store. I can't do it. That's hard. That's a good one.
What about how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yeah, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
How much?
Sure.
No way.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I just turned 21 in October.
He's
21?
so young, dude.
Yeah. Wow. God, man, you're making Roger feel old. Shit.
Well, I'm twice his age.
I know. So you could be his father.
Yeah.